Oh, my name's Fox9 today, and I'm at Fox. I just finished watching the newest Netflix anime series, Godzilla Singular Point. I know I'm late, but basically, if you've seen some of my Godzilla reviews, you know I love Godzilla. Most specifically, I love the MonsterVerse Godzilla. Hey, look at that. This is actually a figure I got because I'm not sure, it's like the ones that are like vinyl. And they're like, very simple articulation, but like they look kind of cool. I kind of would have liked it if they didn't make his this glowing, but whatever. But then this is the newest Godzilla right here, Singular Point. And again, I like the MonsterVerse Godzilla, even like the message of the MonsterVerse Godzilla. I kind of enjoy, like, every version of Godzilla has like its own like usually it has its own kind of message or reason for existing. Like MonsterVerse Godzilla I actually really like because he is the embodiment of like nature and balance, and you work with nature, you can fix the world and live a better life, or you could go against nature and it'll stomp you and destroy you in blaze of fire. This, I'm not entirely sure what this version means. There's a few things. One, again, I love the MonsterVerse version. I like the original version also, where, again, he is the embodiment of the bomb that hit Nagasaki. Also showing the destructive force of, nuclear bombs, America, and all that stuff. You got Shin Godzilla, who is a representation of the bomb that exploded. What was it? The bomb that exploded. Not the bomb that exploded, I'm sorry. It's the radioactive. When the generators blew up that in Japan like a few years ago. That's what that one represents. Here she is. Represents, and I love kaijus. I love kaijus in general. I love giant monsters. I love them fighting. Like, I love the different stories between all of them. Again, MonsterVerse, I think, is just my favorite. Like, King of the Monsters is probably still my favorite Godzilla movie. I gotta probably rewatch Godzilla vs. Kong a few times, but yeah, like, I love Godzilla as a monster franchise. I love him a lot. Singular Point, I also really do love as well. Though, mind you, this Godzilla is like, one, the character, like, this is obviously way more specifically based on the humans, which I guess technically most Godzilla movies are, and Godzilla movies are, where you follow, what was it? You follow a mythological, basically a cryptozoologist, basically. Cryptozoologist girl who's brought in to check out this music, while you have this group of mechanics who are building a fighting robot, named Jet Jaguar, which I will say, like, before this anime, I'm just like, I'm Jet Jaguar. I'm like, I got this, and I'm like, all right, whatever, and like, I guess that's cool, I guess. And then it turns out, like, and then this anime comes up, like, oh my god, I love Jet Jaguar. I love that version. I love this version so damn much. Which I wonder how old, because like Jet Jaguar, fun fact about him is that he was a fan contest winner. Like a kid drew him up, and and the idea and all that stuff, and sent it for a contest and won, and that's how Jet Jaguar kind of became a thing. So I wonder if that kid, he's probably way older now, obviously, like, seen this anime, just like, yeah, like, that's my monster. It's my giant robot. But yeah, so these mechanics that are building a giant robot to fight monsters because, and while they're also, while many things are going on about this song that they have no idea where it's coming from, but it somehow ties into a catastrophe coming. You have monsters reappearing. You have monsters appearing from Rodan to Anguirus to all these other creatures start slowly appearing and even evolving as the story progresses. Like, you see Rodan slowly evolve, and eventually when you even do see Godzilla, you slowly see as he evolves as well. And it is It's really cool. Like, I'm wondering if this is kind of going to be the new standard for Japanese Godzilla to try to differentiate himself from the MonsterVerse Godzilla or the American Godzilla, because both Shin Godzilla, who's up there, I don't know if you can see him, he's right next to Mickey. Shin Godzilla actually have his other forms down here, and Biollante. But Shin Godzilla's whole thing was obviously evolving from being not being human, from being whatever, slowly evolving forward and becoming stronger and stronger until he's a destructive wave of just power. I wonder if that's going to be the kind of the new thing with Godzilla, that every new Japanese iteration, or at least certain things, are going to be that he slowly kind of evolves as the story progresses. And then also like stuff with like the red water, where Shin Godzilla, when he first appears, he bathes the water in some red liquid. I think it's supposed to be blood. And even at one point, he has in a deleted scene, he has blood. Instead of an atomic breath, he has hot blood just shoot out of his mouth and body and stuff. So I wonder if that's gonna be kind of a new tie-in to it, or if that's just referencing to Shin Godzilla, because there are references to I think every version of Godzilla in this anime almost. Also got Earth Godzilla up there, but which also that Godzilla actually technically, no, I would say that one didn't really evolve over time, or maybe did, but it's honestly a really fun anime. It's a really cool anime. It is an anime where, though, because here's the thing, when you get time travel involved, I can usually follow it pretty damn well. I follow it pretty damn well, and different stuff like that. But then, this is something where there were things that were messing with my head, where, I couldn't really understand certain things. And it wasn't really so much the time travel, but, there's a point in this anime where they show these magic crystals. These crystals that are supposed to be, I guess, from, a fourth dimension or something. You place one at each point, and you shoot a laser into one. It'll shoot the laser in between them, but then you could stop the laser and take off a piece, and the energy will still keep going, and it'll keep going until it gets hotter, 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 and then explodes. And the answer for that is that the laser is being shot from the future into the past, into the future, into the past, into the future, into the past, into the future, into the crystals, and it keeps going repeatedly, which to me is something similar to the Portal Infinite Fall, where you shoot a portal above you, shoot a portal below you in the game Portal, and you'll just infinitely fall, and you'll slowly just keep picking up speed. But it's different because it's sending from the future to the past, which I guess if you add alternate timelines, I guess it would make more sense that somehow it's shooting from one future into the past of another past, and then keeps on going between that, and then it's really not so much that the laser point is shooting from one point and circling around completely, but so much as it's only entering from one dimension into another dimension, and from there it's going to another dimension and just keeps on kind of circling around in alternate timelines and just kind of keeps spinning around outward. That's how, honestly, that makes my head hurt less and makes me understand it way more than the idea of certain things. But basically, there's time travel involved. And if anything, that's probably the best way to think about it if you want to try to understand some of this. They try to talk about fourth dimensional beings or structures, how these kaijus are kind of like that, and also give new abilities to some of them, which it's kind of cool because this red dust that's slowly evaporate, taking over the world, that's basically habitable for these kaijus to exist. Also let them evolve. These kaijus have certain magical ability, or not magical abilities, certain abilities, Anguirus can see the future. These spiders, I think they're called Scarred, I can't remember their names, have this regenerative goo that can heal them and protect them, and I think it's supposed to be Hedorah. Is it Hedorah, that one goo monster of toxic stuff? I think that might have been it, because it kind of looked like it at one point. Then you have Ingress can see the future. Spiders can heal and regenerate with that goo-like matter. Rodan can slowly evolve over time. You have Gamma. Not Gamma. Whatever the hell the snake one is. I'm sorry, I'm looking, like, the Netflix is kind of going behind. It's like switching between different, like, She-Ra, Korra, and all this other stuff. I'm like, eh. But, what was it? Energy's shooting. The sea monster, thing, right, that. And it looks like Godzilla is kind of like an amalgamation of all those different monsters in this universe. Also, there was I can't remember. I think it was this guy. I don't remember his name. But if I remember correctly, I think it was this guy who he was, like, trying to hunt down, like, Shiva, which is, like, one of these, like, singular points, which is, like, the thing that allows them to see the future, or is connected to a fourth dimensional creep thing that can see the future and, like, the past, present, future all together, because the fourth dimension stands outside of time, which is what we're stuck in. And when you stand outside of time, it's weird. And, like, I can't remember what the YouTuber was, but I like one way that he kind of described how a fourth dimension, all that kind of works, where, basically, like, if you have, let's say, a ball. If you take, like, a 2D plane, so on a piece of paper, and you push a 3D object, such as this die, 100-sided die, and you push it through the second dimension, it appears to be small and then get bigger. It seems to be just a regular small circle until it gets bigger and bigger, and then it slowly kind of gets small again. That is kind of basically what these kaijus are, apparently. Like, we're only seeing a piece of what this ever ginormous being of many eyes and sees the fast present future and all that stuff is. I don't know. And then, like, you have, like, the idea of that they brought this up in even Stranger Things. Where is it? Give me a piece of paper. Where, let's say this is time itself, and then, like, they said, like, oh, if the light enters in through this, this is the time itself, future, past, goes to here. It comes from the past, future, into the past. But then I'm just like, how does that technically work? But I guess that means that, I guess it's going on the idea that the future is set, but maybe it isn't. And then there's calculations going on, and there's a program that can travel through time. It's honestly very confusing. I think the better idea, honestly, of it is simply that it's coming from one dimension into the past of another dimension, and just, or reality, whatever, and just is kind of spiraling. The energy of this laser beam is kind of spiraling through alternate dimensions and timelines and stuff like that, and it doesn't matter to this one. In any case, I like this version. I actually want to look up what is the meaning behind... Hold on. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know what the meaning behind this Godzilla is. Maybe there is no meaning behind this one, or maybe it's just like, you know, like people coming together in some destructive way or force. I don't know. It's really cool. I like how they're going to continue it, because there is like an end credit stinger. There is an end credit stinger that happens, and it is pretty badass. But this anime is pretty cool. If you're expecting it to be like, let's say, the Monsterverse, where you have Godzilla on, well, other than the 2014 one, it's more like the 2014 one. But the characters are more likable. Or more able to follow, even though 2014 is okay, but yeah, like, it is kind of like the Godzilla ones, where Godzilla is, even though Godzilla is the main name and all that stuff, he is not entirely the main focus. If anything, it's kind of like, Godzilla versus Kong, the new one, where Jet Jaguar is kind of really the main hero. Really, it's the humans, and like slowly as they're building up Jet Jaguar, it is a really fun story. It is a really cool story. I like the stuff that happened. I like kind of like the kaijus being smaller at first to kind of, slowly build up. I think this is the only Godzilla, at least that I know of, that isn't atomic based. He's more fourth dimensional based, I guess. Because, like, he has an atomic breath, but it doesn't seem to be atomic, nor does there seem to be radiation in this version. but it's whatever it's going on with it. Yeah, but I don't know. In either case, it is pretty cool. It is a fun series. It is a fun anime that watching, and I honestly, yeah, I hope there's gonna be more soon. I really do. Like the Godzilla anime, Godzilla Earth. That was a Godzilla Planet of Monsters. Yeah, Godzilla Earth. Sorry, literally right behind me. It just came up on the Netflix on my TV. But Godzilla Earth was an anime, and then Kipo comes up right beside it. Kaijus! But, sorry. You can't even see him. There's Kiryu down here. But, Godzilla Earth was an anime that I'm like, okay, it's cool that Godzilla's there, and, okay, we're following some humans, stuff like that. But in the end, like, I wanted to see more Godzilla or more of the different kaijus. Which you don't really see. They're alluded to, like Metal Godzilla or Mothra, which Mothra kind of makes an appearance in this, but not really. I think it's probably setting up for the next series, since, again, since more kaijus are hinted at. But something like that anime with Godzilla Earth, and I think he even has a similar idea to kind of being like a force of nature, but I think MonsterVerse probably gets it through a lot better. Especially with the whole idea of like, yeah, we can't control him or fight him. We have to join with him or we're dead. But where I'm trying to think. Where that one like doesn't have like I feel like enough kaijus as well as enough of certain bits. This one does. Like even though kaijus are much smaller, it is built up on top of itself. It's built up on top of itself. It builds up on like the smaller creatures slowly getting bigger, or other monsters all around the world kind of coming in. Though it does like not focus very much on Godzilla. If anything, Godzilla's probably on screen at probably a little bit more than the 2014 Godzilla movie, American Godzilla movie. He's the big bad kind of at the end, and it is fun. It is really cool. It has some cool ideas with time travel and stuff like that, like sending messages to the past while but hidden. That way you didn't know they were messages. That way you didn't mess with the timeline, even though that would still mess with the timeline. But they even bring up stuff like that too. It's pretty good. It's something that does boggle your mind a little. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Tell me if you guys have seen this. I love Godzilla. I hope more Godzilla stuff comes. I'm hoping there's going to be more MonsterVerse with Godzilla, because I know apparently there's going to be a King Kong anime series where he's going to be around in Center Earth. But I want to see more Godzilla. I want to see, like, Kong is cool, and I like Kong, but I want to see more Godzilla. I don't know, but tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Videos I've done, links are on my Facebook and this one, videos. Hopefully enjoy this. More videos coming, more reactions coming, but thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Also, I think he's actually, if I remember, this Godzilla is smaller than most of the other Godzillas, if I remember correctly. Except Zilla. Zilla's actually way smaller. I want to figure Zilla. He actually kind of looked like Zilla in like his second form.